Greetings! My name is Dr. Fuller. I would like to introduce you to the mathematical world around you. Some students ask, when are we ever going to use algebraic expressions? So, let's talk about why algebraic expressions are useful. To begin with, an expression is a collection of terms separated by mathematical operations. Some of these expressions may be familiar. They are formulas that allow us to calculate information. Moreover, expressions are also helpful ways of representing situations. When we work with expressions, we often substitute in known values for variables in an expression. We can then simplify the expression to find the solution. In my mathematical world, I have one little problem. I am planning a trip for family and friends. Everyone wants to know how much the trip will cost. There are many factors to include. First, the car rental is $114.99, plus a $3.50 fee per mile for a week. Since I know some factors to represent the cost, I can write an expression to model it. The expression 114 and 99 hundredths plus 3 and 5/10 m represents the total cost to rent a car for a week. I use the variable m to represent the number of miles driven because we do not know this amount yet. With an expression, we can now calculate the cost if we know the value of the variables. For example, if we decide to drive 300 miles, we can substitute the value 300 for the variable m. Then we calculate the result. Wow! Over $1,000 for a rental car? Perhaps we should not travel as far. What would the cost be if we only drove 100 miles? The idea that we can create a statement that allows us to calculate all possible driving distances is a powerful tool. Next, I found a place to stay for $217.12 per night for 2 people, and it includes breakfast. What expression represents the cost per person for n nights? My favorite place to have lunch will cost $9.70 for a basic meal, plus $4.19 if I would like a dessert, and an additional $1.79 for a drink. Dinner has 2 options for $17.50 or $26.89. What expression could represent the cost of food for each person per day? As for entertainment, I found tickets to see a concert for $65.37, a sightseeing tour for $23.35, and a sporting event for $39.21. What expression represents the cost of a family's entertainment if C people go to the concert, T people go on the tour, and S people attend the sporting event? The phone rings and someone wants to know the total cost for their group. Use the expressions and write one simplified expression to model the total cost of the trip for 8 people for 6 nights. Okay, so what? Perhaps I could write the expression, but why would I? Suppose that someone who called was my mom. She called wanting to know the cost of the trip for 2 people with the most expensive meal options, 2 concert tickets, 1 sporting event, and 1 sightseeing tour. My mom expects an answer quickly. Knowing the expression means I can provide her with a solution. You can generate an expression to calculate values for many situations. We often mentally model situations without thought. Creating expressions allows us to test values within those mental models. Different situations require different information, and it is always good to be prepared. Take a look, and you will see a mathematical world around you that you can represent with expressions. You will use expressions as you learn more about mathematics, science, and technology. You will also find them helpful in making sense of the world around you.